Welcome to Club Wisdom 8. Everything is finally taking off with regard to Shining Force King's Raid. Damn it, man. I'm so right. So in order to get the news on what's going on with Vespa, the company that owns King's Raid, that has Shining Force IP and has developed most of like King's Raid 2, has Time Defenders, etc, etc, etc. Let's have a look. If you actually click on, not on English, if you go on Korean, if you click on Korean, you get this page that comes up, and it is this page that explains what has been happening in the last month. Here is the translation if you want to take a read, but I'm going to grab it all from a Korean newspaper instead. But the point being is that Vespa opened up for bidding the company last month, and they finalized it this month. This month being April 2023. They finalized the bidding and it finished on the 6th. That was the point, and all the companies are kept in secret, but it seems that's not completely the case. Based on Korean news that I will convert for you, here is the how do I say the title? Yeah. Mobidays participates in the acquisition of Vespa. Will you embrace King's Raid 2? Okay, so aimed at the King's Raid 2 community. Now, however, Mobidays, they're saying they're one of the companies involved in trying to acquire Vespa. Now, this comes as a surprise because if you remember my older videos, in one video I explained, and I do think I showed the information that Vespa wanted to be acquired by Com2Us. So this comes as a major shock that these guys are one of the bidders. The first thing that's a shock is, who are Mobidays? Before I make fun of them anymore, just get the idea of what's going on. So Mobidays is a company specializing in prime economic digital ad tech. They're just talking nonsense. In fact, forget it. I'm going to show you what this shit company is. Mobidays is the #1 business company for using bloody iPhone 3s. Or iPhone 1s, whatever that iPhone is, whatever that damn iPhone is. Mobidays is, they're just fixing. Mobidays is this. You can have a read. It actually, they just do advertising for people. And what irritates me is that they have bloody iPhones from Look at this iPhone. Look at that. Look at that. For God's sake, man. For God's sake, what iOS is that? What is this dumbass company? And let me go further. It doesn't stop here. It doesn't stop here. Their company is not even secure. Their history only reaches 2019. I kid you not. 2019. Let's move this a bit for you guys. And yeah, the official advertising agency of Kakao, I bet they're not anymore, and I bet they didn't update it to say it. It's like since COVID came, this company just disappeared from history. So this company goes back to 2014, and I think Vespa was like 2013. I mean, who in the hell was going to want to be acquired by a company like this awful? Anyway. Yes, there are lots of nice things. The point that they haven't updated their history really tells me a lot about this company. The point that they use a bloody iPhone 1 tells me a lot about this company as well. And so I'm hoping that this is not the company that acquires Vespa, honestly. Back to the joke company. Okay, so Vespa were listed in the Kosdaq in 2017 for King's Raid. However, the decrease in the sales of King's Raid and highly anticipated Time Defenders fell in the box office. Due to this, the atmosphere gradually turned dark. If you watch my videos, there's a lot more than that. This news company clearly doesn't know anything. In the end, February of last year, due to the failure to overcome capital erosion, due to the continuous deficit and the management crisis, it was designated as a stock trading suspension issue. Yeah, but there was a lot more to it than that. Vespa eventually announced on March the 9th that it would proceed with M&A, mergers and acquisitions. Okay, so mergers and acquisitions, this is the big thing. Why do they need it? What do they need? Do they need the money so that they can invest in something to make more money, or do they need the money just to keep afloat because they have something good? So it's either one of those two reasons. I'm guessing it's, I don't know, I'm guessing they need money. They have some good idea. Maybe they need money to invest more into King's Raid 2. I don't know, but where is Shining Force? So the competitive bidding method, by the 22nd of the same month, we received the letter of intent from the acquisition company, and the previous day, the 6th, was for the deadline for submitting the final bid proposal. So how many companies did this bid, and why are we only seeing this company? The company that wins the final bid for Vespa will proceed with attracting external capital, such as capital increase and corporate bond issuance. Okay, so for a third-party allocation method. Okay, so they're going to raise money to help this company. Right. As a result of our coverage, it was confirmed that Mobidays was included in the companies that participated in the final bidding. In this regard, a company's official said, "It's difficult to comment on the related content, but it is true that we participated in the acquisition bid." Okay, I just don't... I was about to say I don't want this company involved, but yeah... As far as I'm concerned, okay, let me explain. This is it says Moby Games. So this stupid company, Mobidays, yeah, they're actually making games that are going to come out. They've never made a game before, clearly, and all they do is just they've never made a game, but all they do generally is advertise using a bloody iPhone 1. Yeah, so. Mobidays announced on March 22nd, so they own Moby Games, from what I know, announced on March 22nd that it would carry out a new business, game development and publishing, through its subsidiary, Moby Games. Okay, so yeah. So, I don't know why there's so many breakages and all this in Korea. It's like, these companies are so dodgy, British, dodgy, weird. In addition, this year, mobile puzzle game Magic Forest, subculture turn RPG, Star Wars project, blah blah blah, and some Oasis Saber was announced to be released. Okay, so they're going to be releasing 3 games, so that puts them like in good standing, I guess. Now, don't confuse Moby Games with like Moby Games. What's that? I just said the same thing. There's one with a Y owned by Atari. It's not that company. Okay, so a current industry insider said, I think I'm just ignoring most of it because it's so nonsense, but the industry view is that Mobidays entered into the battle to acquire Vespa with the IP of King's Raid in mind, which achieved global success. So let me tell you something. Anyone who wants to do this bid for King's Raid, they're looking good because the company CEO who owns all the shares, he hates Shining Force. He hates it because it's connected, as you know, to the old CEO who completely ruined the company with Time Defenders and spending all their money on Shining Force. So anyone who wants to help his baby is going to be considered in favour. But deep down, someone must want Shining Force, or they must want to, in one respect, like, so this is what I think. If Moby Games, at the moment, if I haven't read this all well, if Moby Games does acquire this company, they're gonna probably help with the sale of Shining Force. So everything will, and I think they might do it quickly because this company clearly is dog shit. So I think this is really I think it would be great, but will they be the final ones? I don't know about that. What about if I think Come2Us, like I already said, Come2Us are certainly most likely have been waiting, and this company is now on its knees. Vespa is ready to sell. I think Come2Us might buy it. Come2Us might use the Shining Force IP, and I think this will be brilliant. I think this is the best situation you could get out of Korea. I'm sorry, I know it's not a Japanese company, but I don't know if any Japanese companies can really get in. But on the good side, if Moby Games wants to sell the Shining Force IP, they'll just sell it to any of the highest bidders. And that highest bidder, it could come from Japan. So, because Moby Games are so good with their advertising or whatever from their parent, because of Moby Days. So I think this could be really, really interesting either way. I still think if Come To Us take the IP, they just might take... I think Come To Us might take longer to deal with it because they have everything to deal with here. And Come To Us are just focused on, yeah, I know, the metaverse, right? So it... And NFTs. So yeah, okay, it might not work out, but either way, Shining Force is finally going to get moved, and eventually they're going to find a way to use the Shining Force IP. And but if Moby Games plans to build Shining Force, this is going to be worrying as hell, considering that they care about King's Raid. Anyway, let's see. In addition, mobile puzzle game Magic Forest. Okay, yeah, I think I've talked about that, probably. The industry view is that Moby Days entered into the battle to acquire Vespa with the IP rights of King's Raid, which achieved global success. Why does no one want Shining Force? Currently, King's Raid is not even managed. Do you hear that? Is not even managed. What the hell? Really? So it really is a phantom server, like it was once said. Oh my god, poor King's Raid community. I don't know how the King's Raid community can still keep going. Crazy. But it is analysed or assessed, perhaps, that the IP is still attractive. I don't know about King's Raid 1, but King's Raid 2 sounds attractive. A current industry insider said, we know that Moby Days, which has sufficient references. I wanted, not references, I wanted resources. References in mobile gaming market, yeah, for iPhone 1, has made sufficient preparations before establishing mobile games. Utilizing the IP may be an efficient choice. Really? Really? Are you sure you want to take chances with these AAA games? Like, look at what's happened to Vespa. They couldn't even deal with it. Vespa, they buy all these AAA titles and they only had bought 2 major games out, and one went well and over time died, and then the other one was dead from the beginning and they lost everything. Are you sure? Are you sure a company with iPhone 1, man! #1 mobile game business company. Number one. I'll even go so far to say that Moby Days is the parent company of Moby Games, and the parent company looks like absolute nonsense. Honestly, I don't want Shining Force involved in that. I don't. The only good thing is that because that company focuses on iPhone 1, maybe you know, they'll make Shining Force more retro, huh? Anyway, next up. Company insider said, we know that Moby Days, which has sufficient references in mobile game market, has made preparations. Yeah, I think I read that, and that's where I blew up. In fact, Vespa has announced a large-scale update of King's Raid with the name Chronicle 2. So King's Raid 2, and it's been in development. I remember I read last time it was like at 70% development. I know that's a complete joke, and it was probably like 40 or 50, so they're probably just lying and saying, you know, 70 at 70. I don't think, I think Moby Days might be able to believe them because they probably have zero idea of anything and they've never even made a full game. So anyway, if funds flow into the company through this mergers and acquisitions, it is predicted that the development of King's Raid 2, which has been stopped due to financial difficulties, will speed up and be introduced soon. In order to do that, in order to raise the money, I do think they'll so if they're not going to focus on Shining Force or even hold on to the IP, we have nothing about that, but I think if they sell the IP of Shining Force, then that will be, and I just really hope a great company can buy it. So let's see how that one goes. Meanwhile, the RPG game King's Raid has been well received for its unique characters, high 3D modeling, At its initial launch, that's in 2017, the download ranking fell from 150th place to 200th. Right. But as word of mouth spread, it reversed the record, going from 100 million downloads to 100,000 million. Man, I got no idea. Anyway, we don't need to care about this. So this is okay. So this is Moby Games, and Moby Games, Moby Days, which sounds like Lawson's from Japan. It sounds like bloody the Korean Walmart, but a cheaper version. It sounds awful. It sounds like a place you go to pick your groceries or something. So we've reached the end. Let's make this quick, super quick. Shining Force is moving hands, definitely. We don't know which company. Moby Days is one of them. I'm not impressed if Moby Days holds the IP unless they sell it, which I don't know. Everything takes so long to do in Korea. Let's hope a major big company wants to take over Shining Force and they actually want to make it and they care about Shining Force. But who knows what's going to happen. I will keep you updated. The next thing to know is which company has purchased it. If it's Moby Days, I don't know what to say about that. But if there's another company, if we find out a different company purchased it, then this will be very, very interesting indeed. Let's just keep our eyes open and let's see what's going on. Club Wisdom 8 over and out. Okay, so this is just extra, but you know, I wasn't very fair to Moby Days, Moby Games. I just looked at an iPhone 1 and I saw that this company that's never made a game are making free games. And, you know, I went a bit too far. Let's have a look. Is this company actually any good? Okay. So, this Moby Days company, not only do they made this new company called Moby Games, they actually also have another company called Moby Data. So they just want Moby everything, and their first game is this game. I forgot the name already, so forget. I'm not even going to go into it. That's coming out the end of 2023. Now, what caught my eye was the stock price of this company fell by 14.1%. 14.1%. There's been a major fall in the stock price, and they've been striving to expand its business. Okay, so they launched MobiLink. The game business is also one of his moves. So they're dying. So they went on the stock market and October 2022, and actually they haven't been doing very well. The stock price has fallen, and so they're dying to expand their business to increase their stock price, I guess, make their shareholders happy. So it's whether their shareholders will be happy to get involved with well, I guess they are happy because they put in a bid, but it's how much would the bid be? So let's see what else is going on with this company. There's another spin-off, another Kosdaq listed company, Neo Origin, decided to physically split its information security business. Okay, so this information has nothing to do with the above, so I think that's all fine. So I don't think you need to know about that. Okay, so the big point here is, but actually the big point is that there were 3 companies, I think, that are stepping into the games business. So we have no idea if these other companies also made a bid, and we don't know who has more money than the other. So we really don't know. And one of my concerns is, like, how did we know? How did anyone know that Moby Game? I mean, this came out prior to the actual like the deadline of the auction. So it's like the information about Moby Games or whatever and going with Vespa. I mean, how did anyone get hold of that information? That should be private information anyway. So it's really weird. It's like it's like Moby Days are, yeah, they're using their advertising power or whatever through the media to try and get Vespa to agree to their to their to whatever they're offering in the auction. But I don't like it. Club Wisdom 8 over and out. Finally, I want to give a shout out to Nihil, who has supported the Shining Force IP. He is a YouTuber slash Twitch streamer, I believe, and I really hope that you should like take a look at his videos. I think he's helpful in the cause. Okay, Club Wisdom 8, definitely over and out.